Welcome to Qt FasTrack series for API 510 Pressure Vessel Inspection Code, In-Service Inspection, Rating, Repair, and Alteration. In the previous lectures, we discussed sub-clauses 6.1 through 6.4. In this lecture we will discuss the sub-clause 6.5 internal, on-stream, and thickness measurement inspections, and sub-clause 6.6 pressure relieving devices. Internal, on-stream, and thickness measurement inspections. Inspection interval. The interval is established by the inspector or engineer in accordance with the owner-user's QA system. Unless justified by a RBI assessment, the period between internal or on-stream inspections and thickness measurement inspections shall not exceed 1/2 the remaining life of the vessel, or 10 years, whichever is less. Whenever the remaining life is less than 4 years, the inspection interval may be the full remaining life, up to a maximum of 2 years. So, inspection interval, for continuous service, without RBI assessment, is determined based on remaining life. If the remaining life greater than 20 years, the inspection interval may be up to 10 years. If the remaining life is greater than or equal to 4 years, and is less than or equal to 20 years, the inspection interval may be up to 1/2 the remaining life. If the remaining life, the inspection interval may be full remaining life up to a maximum of 2 years. For pressure vessels that are in non-continuous service, the interval is based on the number of years of actual service vessel in operation instead of calendar years, provided that when idled, the vessel is isolated from the process fluids and not exposed to corrosive internal environments, for example inert gas purged or filled with non-corrosive hydrocarbons. Vessels that are in non-continuous service and not adequately protected from corrosive environments may experience increased internal corrosion while idle. Inspection interval. Interval rules. Please note that when establishing the interval for most inspection types, the remaining life must be calculated first. Without knowing the remaining life, the interval cannot be set. Summary of interval inspection as illustrated table. For continuous service, external inspection interval is lesser of 5 years, or the internal on-stream inspection interval. For continuous service, internal, on-stream, and thickness measurement inspections interval are normally lesser of 10 years or 1/2 life, or 2 years, if life is from 2 to 4 years, or full remaining life, if life is. For non-continuous service, external inspection interval is the same as for vessels in continuous service. For non-continuous service, internal, on-stream, and thickness measurement inspections interval is based on the number of years of actual service, vessel in operation instead of calendar years. Example 1. What is the next internal, on-stream inspection date for a pressure vessel, last inspected on August 15, 2006, if the remaining life is determined to be 12 years? Solution Example 1. Based on the given information, remaining life equals 12 years, last inspected on August 15, 2006. Task: the next internal on-stream inspection date. Solution: as per API 510, the maximum internal on-stream inspection interval equals the lesser of 10 years or 1/2 remaining life, equals lesser of 10 years or 12 by 1/2 equals 6 years, equals 6 years. So, the next inspection date is 6 years from the last inspection date. So, the answer is D in 6 years. Example 2. When is the next thickness measurement inspections date for a pressure vessel, last inspected on August 15, 2008, if the remaining life is determined to be 3 years? Solution Example 2. Based on the given information, remaining life equals 3 years, last inspected on August 15, 2008. Task: the next thickness measurement inspection date. Solution: as per API 510, the maximum thickness measurement inspection interval, if life is from 2 to 4 years life, equals 2 years. Next inspection date, equals last inspection date plus interval, equals August 15, 2008 plus 2 years. So, the answer is C. August 15, 2010. Example 3. The remaining life of a vessel is 3 years. Determine the intervals for the internal and external inspections. Solution Example 3. Based on the given information, remaining life equals 3 years. Task: the intervals for the internal and external inspections. Solution: as per API 510, the interval internal inspection if life is from 2 to 4 years life, equals 2 years. The interval external inspection, equals lesser of internal interval 2 years, or 5 years, equals 2 years. So, the answer is A. 2 years internal interval inspections and 2 years external interval inspections. Example 4. For a pressure vessel in non-continuous service, operates for 8 months in every year, and is placed under a nitrogen purge each time after being idled for summer for 4 months. What are maximum possible internal and external inspection intervals? Assume no RBI. Solution example 4. Based on the given information, non-continuous service operates for 8 months in every year. Task: the maximum possible internal and external inspection intervals. Solution: as per API 510. Internal interval, non-continuous service. The interval is based on the number of years of actual service, vessel in operation, instead of calendar years equals 10 years by 12/8 equals 15 years. External interval, non-continuous service. The same as for vessels in continuous service, equals lesser of internal interval, 15 years, or 5 years equals 5 years. So, the answer is D. 15 calendar years internal inspection interval, and 5 calendar years external inspection interval. An alternative method to establish the required inspection interval is by calculating the projected MAWP of each vessel component as is illustrated in the figure. This procedure may be iterative, involving selection of an inspection interval, determination of the corrosion loss expected over the interval, and calculation of the projected MAWP. The inspection interval is within the maximum permitted, as long as the projected MAWP of the limiting component is not less than the lower of the nameplate, or re-rated MAWP, plus applicable static head pressure. Unless an RBI assessment is performed, the maximum inspection interval using this method is also 10 years. On-stream inspection in lieu of internal inspections. At the discretion of the inspector, an on-stream inspection may be substituted for the internal inspection in the following situations. When size or configuration makes vessel entry for internal inspection physically impossible. B. When vessel entry for internal inspection is physically possible and all of the following conditions are met. 1. The general corrosion rate of a vessel is known to be less than 0.005 inch per year. 2. The vessel remaining life is greater than 10 years. 3. The corrosive character of the contents, including the effect of trace components, has been established by at least 5 years of the same or similar service. 4. No questionable condition is discovered during the external inspection. 5. The operating temperature of the steel vessel shell does not exceed the lower temperature limits for the creep rupture range of the vessel material referenced in API 579 ASMEFFS, Part 4, Table 4.1. 6. The vessel is not subject to environmental cracking or hydrogen damage from the fluid being handled. 7. The vessel does not have a non-integrally bonded liner UCH as strip lining or plate lining. If all of the 7 conditions above are not met, the next inspection shall be an internal inspection. Multi-zone vessels. For a large vessel with 2 or more zones of differing corrosion rates, Each zone may be treated independently when determining the inspection intervals, or for substituting the internal inspection with an on-stream inspection. Each zone shall be inspected based on the interval for that zone. Pressure relieving devices. Quality assurance (QA) process. Pressure relieving devices should be inspected, tested, and maintained in accordance with API 576. Pressure relieving devices shall be tested and repaired by a repair organization qualified and experienced in relief valve maintenance. Each repair organization shall have a fully documented QA process, a fully documented training program that shall ensure that repair personnel are qualified within the scope of the repairs. Testing and inspection intervals. The inspection interval for all pressure relieving devices is determined by either the inspector, engineer, or other qualified individual per the owner/user's QA system. Unless documented experience and/or a RBI assessment indicates that a longer interval is acceptable, test and inspection intervals for pressure relieving devices in typical process services should not exceed 5 years for typical process services and 10 years for clean, non-fouling, and non-corrosive services. When a pressure relieving device is found to be heavily fouled or stuck shut, the inspection and testing interval shall be re-evaluated to determine if the interval should be shortened. Review questions. Question number 1. Assuming no RBI assessment, the period between internal or on-stream inspections. Answer is C. Question number 2. When a pressure vessel remaining life is less than 4 years, the internal or on-stream inspection interval may be. Answer is C. Question number 3. When a pressure vessel remaining life is 1.5 years, the internal or on-stream inspection interval may be a maximum of. Answer is B. Question number 4. A pressure vessel has been in non-continuous service for 15 years. During this time, it has been filled 3 times, for 2 years at a time, and then internally inspected. The last internal inspection determined that the vessel had a remaining life of 9 years. When is the next inspection due? Answer is A. Question number 5. Unless an RBI assessment is performed, what is the maximum internal or on-stream inspection interval using the projected MAWP method? Answer is C. Question number 6. The external inspection interval for pressure vessel with 8 years remaining life, that has been out of service 5 years is. Answer is B. Question number 7. On May 1, 2014, a vessel's remaining life was calculated at 18 months. What is latest date allowed by code to perform the next internal or on-stream inspection, and the next date for external inspection? Assume no RBI and vessel is large enough for internal access. Answer is C. Question number 8. On April 1, 2011, a vessel's remaining life was calculated at 1.75 years. What is the latest date allowed by the code to perform the next internal or on-stream inspection, and the next external inspection? Answer is B. Question number 9. On April 1, 2013, a vessel's remaining life was calculated at 3 years. What is the latest date allowed by the code to perform the next internal or on-stream inspection, and the next external inspection? Answer is B. Question number 10. For a pressure vessel in non-continuous service, vessel working 6 months only per year, when is the next internal inspection for a pressure vessel last inspected on May 1995? Answer is C. Question number 11. For a pressure vessel in non-continuous service, operates for 4 months in every year, and is placed under a nitrogen purge each time after being idled, what are maximum possible internal and external inspection intervals? Assume no RBI. Answer is D. Question number 12. On-stream inspections may be substituted for internal inspections, whenever inspector approves the substitution and Answer is A. Question number 13. If the corrosion rate of a vessel is determined to be less than a given amount per year, is it possible to exempt the vessel from internal inspection? And, if possible, what is the value of the corrosion rate, and the remaining life that cannot be exceeded? Answer is C. Question number 14. If vessel entry is physically possible, on-stream inspection may possibly be substituted for internal inspection if approved by inspector and the vessel is not subject to Answer is C. Question number 15. A pressure vessel in service. If temperature in creep range suspected, which of the following is correct action? Answer is A. Question number 16. If vessel entry is physically possible, on-stream inspection may possibly be substituted for internal inspection, if approved by inspector and a 70 ksi carbon steel vessel operating temperature does not exceed the lower temperature limits for creep rupture range at. Answer is B. Question number 17. Assuming no RBI, if vessel entry is physically possible and all of the 7 conditions allowing an on-stream inspection to be done in lieu of an internal inspection were not met, what must the inspector do regarding scheduling of the next inspection to be performed? Answer is A. Question number 18. How would the internal inspection interval be determined for a large pressure vessel with 2 or more zones differing corrosion rates? Answer is D. Question number 19. For a large vessel with 2 or more zones of differing corrosion rates, how is the inspection interval determined? Answer is B. Question number 20. For pressure relieving devices PRDs tested and repaired, each repair organization shall have. Answer is A. Question number 21. Which the following documents should each repair organization have to ensure that repair personnel are qualified within the scope of the pressure relieving devices PRDs repairs? Answer is C. Question number 22. The inspection interval for all pressure relieving devices is determined by. Answer is D. Question number 23. What is the maximum interval of pressure relief device testing in typical process service? Answer is B. Question number 24. If a RBI assessment is not performed, what is the greatest possible time period allowed by API 510 between testing of pressure relieving devices? Answer is B. Question number 25. What should the frequency of inspection for pressure relief devices be based on? Answer is C. Question number 26. When a pressure relieving device is found to be heavily fouled or stuck, or when a PRD fails and is received POP test. Answer is A. This lecture is prepared by Samir Saad, and this is his profile.